Hello everyone, this is the Pennsylvania and Florida Eastern Railroad here, and today we'll be doing a review on the Broadway Limited imports, Paragon 3, E7A and B set. Now I got this set on eBay. This is pretty much one of the final ones that I've seen that were on eBay. Initially I was looking for some Tuscan Red diesels, but then I saw these and I'm like, you know what, even though these got the freight paint scheme on them, they look really nice. You might be thinking, well, that's obviously a passenger locomotive. The E units were really used for passenger service, and that is true. I don't know the full story why these were painted dark green. Maybe somebody might know why they were dark green, although most of the E7s, E8s, and E9s that you would see pulling, passenger trains on the Pennsylvania were really Tuscan red. Not sure why they do that decision when most of their steam engines used to be dark green lacquer enamel anyways when they pull passenger trains. So who knows? Pennsylvania did a lot of weird things, and some things just did not make sense on the Pennsylvania. But you know what? They did it anyways. So, yes, the Broadway Limited rendition of these E7s are really nice looking. The E7s and earlier had this rectangle window design on the sides instead of the porthole designs that the F series usually had, ranging from the FT all the way to the F7s. I know there were later models, but we're not going to get into those. After the E7, that's when they started having the portholes similar to the F8s. As far as I understand, the E units were really good for passenger service and were more akin to being more happy operating on flatter surfaces rather than mountainous terrain. Which is interesting since Pennsylvania is usually, a mountainous railroad when it goes into the Allegheny Mountains and mainly Appalachia in general. So it's interesting. The E7s were usually everywhere and pretty much in almost every railroad, especially first class and second and third class railroads. I don't know if they were anywhere else in the world besides South America and Central America, maybe, and Canada, obviously. But I don't know about Canada, to be honest. Somebody will tell me if they had them in Canada. That'll be interesting to know. But the E7s served for a long time. They served during, I believe, up into the 80s and 90s. And then they were just done. Mainly E8 served around for a very long time. I think there's only one E7 left, and it's at the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum. And I believe it's in Tuscan Red, too. I could be wrong. I might be thinking of another diesel locomotive, but I believe the last E7 is in Tuscan Red at the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum in Strasburg. I don't think any E7Bs survived, although interesting enough, when the Pennsylvania were using E8s and E9s, they still use E7B units. I'm surprised there's not a lot of E7, well, not E7, but E8-9B units in the Pennsylvania. There might have been some, but I'm pretty sure they were rare, or if they had any at all. These are massive diesels. If you see the GG1 right over there, it's close to being at the same length as a GG1. It had two prime movers, each made around 1,000 or between 1,000 to 2,000 horsepower. I would lean to 1,000 horsepower. So they made a combined total of around 2,000 horsepower. It's interesting they had two prime movers. You would think that would waste a lot more fuel. I guess it really did not. These things served for a long time. It's interesting, though. I mean, these are pretty much like predecessors to the DD40AX in terms of two prime movers on one diesel locomotive. But that's just the technology that they had at the time, I guess. They didn't really have that much technology in diesel until like right around the mid 40s and 50s. They really started pushing into diesel technology a lot more, and in the transition era. So yeah, let's talk about the model itself. It's got the correct train phone overhead wire system that they would use to contact not just other drivers of locomotives, but also signals and dispatcher as well by contacting through electrical current through the rail, which I think was a really cool idea. It's kind of similar to how we drive trains in HO scale with DCC, except people would actually talk over the phone through a connection through the rail. It was really interesting. I thought it was really cool. The paint detail is beautiful on it. It's a dark green lacquer enamel. I would think that the green is darker, even in light, than the GG1. The Bachmann one is actually black, even though I'm pretty sure if I had like a very slight green put into that, you wouldn't even tell the difference anyways. Almost black. The B unit's beautiful too. It's got, I mean, for a lot of detail on this model, it's really nice. There's not a lot of underbody detail, which is fine. You're not going to really look under there anyways, unless you really like to look under your models. Try to support my arm. There you go. And that truck detail is nice. I mean, yeah, you see the gearbox right there, but that's okay, because when you lay it down, you're not going to see under there. It's like this, pretty much with my hand. You're not going to really see it much. It fits the bill of what it's trying to represent. There's some MU hoses and brake line hoses. I know it's sideways, but there you go. There's the door. The B unit does not light up. It's a dummy unit, free rolls, which is fine. I don't mind if it's not powered. I could get another A unit or another B unit and make it an ABB set or an ABA set. I think I'll keep it as an AB set, and I'm not sure if I'll do more diesels. I'd have to get a really nice long passenger train. I just cleaned the wheels for both of these. The B unit, I just took a cloth and put some rubbing alcohol on the cloth, and I put it on like this kind of track here. And what I did is just once you have it on you just rub the car back and forth, and it does it well. We do that method on our club to clean cars and whatnot, and it works. Although if you wanted to get rid of all the dirt, you would have to do it by hand and hold the truck like this, and you have to go like that a bit with the cloth, with the alcohol, and it'll clean it, but it'll take longer. Either way, even if you do it without the thorough method by holding the car and the wheel, it still cleans really well by just rubbing it against the track. You'll see nice streaks on there. I do something similar with the power locomotives. I usually just put one truck over and have one wheel just spin, and then it spins and it rubs, and I just slowly move it side to side to get it from the lips, to get the dirt out of the lips and whatnot of the wheels, and it makes it nice and clean. As we look at the A unit, you can see, I mean, these wheels were dirty before, and that's how great doing that method was. And I was like, wow, that's great. Good electrical conductivity. And as we have the A unit up here, we can look inside. Look at the details. There's no crew figures. Wait, no, actually there are. I think so. Let me look at it myself. No, they're not. It was just actually the B pillar on the other side. So there's no crew figure inside here, and I'm pretty sure you can install them yourself. Although later on, I think Broadway Limited, I don't know if it's all later on they decided to do it, but for some locomotives, they don't put crew figures in, which I think is weird and inconsistent with their known quality. Sorry if I'm shaking. My hand is... This is a really heavy model. It's not die cast, it's still plastic, but it's got a nice weight in there. The front looks amazing. Number boards do not light up, and those marker lights, which are painted over, do not light up either, which is fine. It's not a biggie to me. As long as the headlight works, which it does, I'm happy with it. No interior lights inside the main area. The grills look nice. I believe those might be separately applied. There's some more steps, some painted details on the tank. You might need a magnifying glass to read those legible builder's plates and warning plates. This locomotive's number 54, almost said 54. 5840. Here's the other side, not really much difference. Here you go. Very beautiful model. Stripes are very consistent. The stripes painting application, I'm not pretty sure they're tampos, but I could be wrong. They might be hand painted, but they're really good. The painting on this is amazing. There's the horn detail on top. I'll try and see if I can hold this in a different way. There we go. There's exhaust vents. I think the back exhaust is for the steam generator. And these are the actual exhaust vents in the middle where those stacks are right there. Probably right. I've seen some of those videos with the Eric's Trains, because Eric's Trains has the Lionel stuff. I highly recommend to check out his channel for O-scale stuff. He's got some really colorful trains. He likes to do all sorts of stuff. He's not railroad specific, which is great, because, you know, if you want to see some color for once, you know, instead of dark green lacquer enamel, there you go. But yeah, you could see some of the shell detail inside. You can't really see the motor. There is some wiring in there. There's no backup light on this model, by the way. No backup light, which is fine. Oh yeah, and these diaphragms on both the A unit and B unit are sprung. It's really nice. I like it. I really do. My Baldwin Sharks don't have that. But I guess it's because they're freight diesels, I guess. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Baldwin Sharks had those diaphragms. So we'll put this back on the track and get ready to go into the sound functions and lighting functions. I'm pretty sure there's not going to be really much going on. Hook up the B unit. Oh my gosh, they're touching together, those diaphragms. It's so beautiful. We'll be not pulling a consist today. Later on, I'll probably do a video of the train pulling a passenger train. But for now, I'm going to try and have it connect to the caboose. There we go. I'll just have a caboose behind it for today, behind the B unit. Alright, so let's turn on the locomotive. Well, the track's already on, so press function 9. There's the headlight, just turned off for some reason. And I don't hear the two prime movers turning on separately. I guess kind of sucks, but it doesn't really bother me that much. Now the A and B unit together is obviously a lot longer than the GG1. This will not fit, I believe. I don't know. It could probably fit on a 130-foot turntable, but I doubt it. I don't want to test it. So we'll turn on the headlight, and it also turns on the the number board lights, actually. I don't know why I said classification. They don't turn on. So those are classifications. They're not on, but the number boards are. Headlight looks nice. In real life, it's got a purplish blue color, but on the video, it looks yellow, which is fine. It doesn't bother me. It's as if this locomotive has been preserved and it's got upgrades to the lighting system and whatnot. So, in our operator's manual, let's see what we got here in our functions. For Paragon 3. Oh boy, everyone's favorite. Paragon 3. So we got F1, which is the diesel bell. I actually really like that bell. I'm not sure if it's E7 specific, but it's really nice. F2 is the diesel horn. like that horn. However, I'm not sure if that's a later model or from a different railroad. I'm not sure if the E7s had a horn that sounded exactly like that, because I have heard the horns that they used back then, and we'll get into that later, and I'll show you an example of what I think might be the better horn. F3's coupler slack. There we go. F4 is the compressor. Makes that booming sound. Now, I thought that sound, the compressor is, I thought that compressor sound was actually Baldwin specific sounds, but it's a very bassy sound, that compressor. It makes a lot of booming sounds. F5 and F6 diesel engine ramp up and ramp down. We'll do that as the train's running. F7 is ditch or Mars lights. No ditch or Mars lights. Now, as I could show you when going to reverse, there's no reverse light. You would have saw some glow back there. Alright, so we got F10 as a radiator cooling fan. I'm pretty sure the radiators would probably be above the diesel locomotive, because that's why I see a lot of radiators at. It's on the side of the exhaust. Well, it's thrusting out, so it's taking the hot air out. Air filling and air release is F11, which I'm guessing was the that whooshing sound earlier. That's really low. F12 is the brake set and brake release. Brake is set. Brake release. Grade crossing horn. This is F13. I like it. My only criticism for the F13 with the grade crossing signals for the locomotives is that you can do that with just a regular function. I mean, that's what you got F2 for. I don't know why. I personally think it could be used for something else. I don't know what, but it could be used for something. Now, this is obviously probably more prototypical is to use the F14 function. We'll have that on for now. Freight announcements pretty much sounds like the maintenance radio sounds. F17. Well, we'll just do F15 anyways. Pretty much the same. If you want to know something, F14 through 17, probably through all the way to F21 are all the same. I'm not sure about Paragon 4. Well, I did the Hudson video. I don't remember actually. So don't worry. When I get more Paragon 4 engines, I'll check it out and see if they're all the same. They probably will be, but it is what it is, right? You pay for what you get. So F22, which we'll skip to, I know, we're skipping a lot of functions. But if you go to my previous videos, you'll probably see the sounds for those to be exactly the same still. We're going to switch the horn to F22. And then here's the alternate horn. Well, those are single chime horns on top of that locomotive. I find this horn to be a lot more accurate. But you know what? I do like this horn though. I like both of them equally. I guess it depends on which operation I'm using them for. I'll use them. So F23's track sounds are just pretty much like clickety-clack sounds when the train moves. Auxiliary light control, F24. Let's see if we have any. I do not see any, so oh well. F-25 is the Longhorn. I actually do like that horn. Yeah, it's amazing. So F-26, F-27, F-28, if those who have not heard of those functions before, or you're new to the channel, F-26 is play, record, macro, so you can record, I guess, sounds that you want to put custom. And F-27 is when you record or stop. Is when you start recording what you want to say with the F-26 function, like custom thing you want to say, like a special train or something like that, and then you can press stop to stop recording. And F-28 is the brake squeal, which is probably when the train comes to complete stop really fast. So those are all the functions. And let's couple up to this track cleaner in front of me. I know it's got an ugly tanker car in the front, but you know what? The track needs cleaning, and I just cleaned these wheels, and I don't want the wheels to eat up the dirt first. I want the track cleaner to take up the dirt. So if you look at the coupler height, it's a little bit high up front compared to this Bachmann track cleaner. Although, who knows, the Bachmann track cleaner might be out of gauge, or maybe the other locomotive is out of gauge. I don't have a track gauge yet. I want to get one at some point. I really do. Because I have some issues with some locomotives for double heading. And it's not fun, especially with my GG1 staying coupled to my passenger trains. So, yes, I definitely need to get one of those at some point. Pretty sure everybody's probably screaming at the top of their heads like, yes, get all the gauges you need so you don't poo-poo out, you know? Alright, so let's take off. Nice slope control. We'll go back to the lowest setting. That is amazing. I really like that. Probably since I cleaned the wheels, it can go slow like that. It's a lot of vibration. It sounds really staticky. Might be the speakers, but it could also be the vibrations. So I'm going to put her up to notch 3. See how well she moves at pretty much half my dial. Now these diesels were pretty fast. Specifically how fast? They went around like between 70 and 90 miles per hour. I don't think they went around over 100, although I could be wrong. But I don't remember the E7s going super, super fast. Who knows? I could be wrong. I didn't go exactly what E7s could do. I really just like the look of them. In the future, I'll probably look into them more of what they do. Should be coming around the track in a bit. Should be back in frame. As you can see, the headlight was reflecting off the floor. Put it to notch 4. I really love the sounds of this diesel. It's such a beautiful diesel, the E7s. Now there will be a video at some point, again, where I use the E7s to pull a passenger train. If you want to see the E7s pull a passenger train, I do have an earlier video made. That's on my channel in my running ops at my layout. Not the club layout, okay? That'll be a fun horn to play when you're zooming by like a bunch of people. It'll be amazing. Especially if you have a club that does like fair stuff and like invites a bunch of people in. You can have this train just blare its long horn. As it's going full speed by them. Go to 4.5 and see how fast you can really go. It seems that the speed tends to make a from 0 a curve upwards, like an almost parabolic kind of curve. But I think it straightens out once you just increase the speed at a certain point. It's interesting. I talked about this earlier in some earlier train review videos, and it's something I would wish I can figure out. That would require a lot of diagnostic equipment, which would be really expensive, just to figure out how these things work or program to around that motor, I guess, or how the motor's tuned. I don't know. I just don't know how that works. Maybe somebody could tell me how that works. So, what do I recommend for this diesel? I recommend getting it. Or if you want to wait for Paragon 4, wait for Paragon 4. Paragon 3 is really nice. I like the sounds from Paragon 3. I know, a shocker, right? I don't know what the other sounds are like on the QSI Paragon 1s and the Paragon 2s, Broadway's pretty much first decoders. Brakes feels nice. I like the momentum when it comes to a stop. So it really depends on which version you want to get. And I'm not sure how much these changed. I've seen that the Paragon 1s through Paragon 3s haven't really changed much. I know a couple of Broadway Limited Florida East Coast diesels are at my club. They're E7s. And to be honest, they have a similar amount of detail. Obviously, they don't have the train phone, but they look very similar. And I believe the detail is very similar, if not the same. However, these are pretty solid runners as far as I understand. I'm not sure how strong they can pull as a single unit. I'm not sure if all wheels are driven. However, I might do a video later on about the E7 looking at its drivetrain build. Again, I think the details are really nice for what it is. I believe it accurately represents what it's trying to be. I mean, if you love the Pennsylvania, you want that unique train phone, I recommend getting these. At that point, it just depends on which version you prefer getting. I don't know if I'll get Walthers one and compare them to this, but I'm pretty sure, in my opinion, the Walthers might be better. But these are cheaper than the Walthers Proto, and so far I've seen even the old ones still run really well, especially at my club, because we used the Broadway Limited E7s as fair operations locomotive to operate for a long time every day. Not every single day, but for one day, it's almost like 10 hours, non-stop, going at a certain speed step. So I believe these are solid built diesels. If you want to buy them, try and get them for a good deal. I got these brand new on eBay, and I really love them. These are really nice diesels. I'll shut her down. As you can see the turn off sounds. And that's all she wrote. Again, this is the Pennsylvania and Florida Eastern Railroad for this review. We'll see you now in the next review or next train running session video. Bye-bye.